I started my YouTube career first talking about Opie and him being fired from SiriusXM. And I must say, these years later, I didn't think it was going to get this bad for the Opster. First and foremost, he's obsessed with doing videos about Kumia. Kumia likes smashing back at him too, but what Opry is just complete desperation. I mean, he even had to put what Patrice O'Neill really thought of Kumia as a title in which he talks. And he's like, basically says Patrice liked him, but Patrice knew he was a racist too. And Opie's on this whole kick of, I'm done with Anthony, because at the time I didn't know he was a racist. Well, yeah, you did. But aside from that, I mean, the streaming has become extremely lazy for this man. He just sits at his house, talks to his chat, only talks about O&A, but complains about how he doesn't want to talk about O&A. But then all his clips are about Anthony in the old O&A days. Obviously, he's completely retired. The last gig he had was that less than a year job he had with Westwood One, in which completely frustrated the Mag Cube and Carl Ruiz. Remember, Carl Ruiz kept pushing Opie to try and get back into radio somehow or podcasting. He did, and then he completely squandered that. They were willing to build him a studio. I think he only used the studio once, and that was to interview Bill Burr on his Westwood One show. But then he started walking around with some weird recorder, tried recording people. That's when Carl Ruiz just said he was done, went and opened up a new restaurant, and then, the rest what happened with Carl Ruiz. But everyone turned on him. Carl died, Vic died, but they weren't messing with him really, even when they were alive before their death. You haven't seen Sherrod Small. You haven't seen Chris DiStefano, who used to be an Opie guy, or Pete Davidson. Well, that's more understandable because Pete blew up, but nobody does anything with Opie except for Pat Duffy, a guy who doesn't even work in radio anymore. And this guy he could have gotten something going if he actually tried. The only problem is he's so afraid of failure that he's not really trying, so he can use the excuse of when people say, hey, you don't get any views or anything, he can go, well, I'm not really trying. And that's the reason why. I mean, I would venture to think Opie of the Opie and Anthony show, if he actually tried, could get a job in terrestrial radio anywhere in the country, maybe even upstate New York. If Opie went to Baltimore and said, hey, I want a job at some WKXZ, whatever channel in afternoons, he could probably get a job there. But he feels he's too big for that. Meaning, you can't be Opie, go from the Opie and Anthony show to doing middays in some other city and not making any money doing it. But you're not making any money now. He's doing weird videos where he claims he pays $100,000 a year for security. No, you don't, Opie. And a thing that made me wonder is, how is that wife not left Opie? How is Lindsay not left the Opster? And my thought about it, and always was, is that Opie paid attention to those Kumia divorce stories on the O&A show, and I think probably has like the greatest prenup ever, because this man has not had a job in years. He's not going to get a job anytime soon. I mean, yeah, he's got money, but it's only so much money. Opie always said, hey, I have FU money. And he did have FU money. However, house in the Hamptons, apartment downtown New York, living expensive, I'm assuming private schools and stuff, no income coming in, just going out. I don't think he had that much FU money. to be completely honest with you. And even if he did have FU money, he probably has FU money for the rest of his life, but he's got kids who are young, I think preteens. Are they going to be left any of this money? I don't know. But, I mean, the Opster, the fall from grace. I just surprised he never actually tried. Instead of sitting on your couch with your phone, I don't know, get a laptop, a camera, do something, get a co-host. It's just extremely late. It's so lazy. It's like, why try? I mean, I get why you're really not trying hard. So when people say, well, you failed, you can be like, I'm not really trying. Well, then why try at all? That's the bizarre thing that I don't get. But he is going to continue with the clickbait videos. Cutting Opie out of old Opie and Anthony shows. He comments on that. He's made like 5 different videos on that, by the way. Which I always thought that was a dumb thing to do, but hey, whatever. Good way to add new content. I always just thought it was dumb because the edits are weird. So, but to each his own, I guess. But I mean, the fall of the Opster. Brother man. Sad. Truly is sad. Why even live in New York anymore for this guy? That's the thing I don't get. Like, he's been hinting that he wants to move out of state and stuff like that too. But I don't know. Pretty sad. Check out the empties, man. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.
What's in the box?
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 You guys, freeze yourself.
What is it?
Wow, that looks good, but I am not touching
You
it.
eat it, Andrew.
No,
Put it down
it's
for a
some kind of a
second.
cinnamon
Put it down for a second.
pinky thing.
That's not.
That's why I love you guys.
That's not. You know, I earned that. Come on.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the
You
box?
guys, freeze yourself.
What is it?
Wow, that
Hey, let me
looks
see.
good, but
Hey,
I am not touching
You
it.
eat it,
Hey,
Andrew.
No,
Put it down
it's
for a
some kind of a
second.
cinnamon
Put it down for a second.
pinky thing.
That's not.
That's why I love you guys.
That's not. You know, I earned that.